All right. Looping that over and over again was making me go crazy. So we're gonna kill time for a little bit as people find their way here. But just to start, how are you guys? How are you guys feeling? Welcome.
I'm so glad we got that episode and issue out today. The amount of joy that it brought to my heart is immeasurable.
I agree. It felt really good. It felt like seeing an old friend. Let's see here. We're slowly gaining viewers. There's a combined, I think, viewer amount at the top of the screen if you can see it. But I'm going to reintroduce you guys, I guess, when more people get here. But for the four or five of you watching right now, hi, I'm Ryan Broderick. I write Garbage Day. This is Office Hours. With me is Garbage Day's managing editor, Kate, and Garbage Day's head of research, Adam. Hi, guys. 2025. What a year. Huh?
What a year.
What a year. I genuinely forgot half the things that happened this year. Truly. All right, we're gonna switch over to our Discord and show that on screen now. Oh, there's me. I'm gonna X that out. Let's get rid of you. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, for people who are watching, if you are in the Garbage Day Discord, please jump on into the office hours room. Feel free to ask questions. We're not going to try to do a call-in show just yet. We have the technology. It is possible, but it is not at the place we want it to be at. There's also concerns of just like letting random people jump on a stream that we have to navigate. So that'll be our project for the new year. So yeah, I guess like Adam, you talked about your favorite things of the year last time we were on a live stream. Kate's, what are some of your favorite things of this year on the internet, I guess?
I mean, where to start? It was a really fun year on the internet in some ways, and a really bleak year on the internet in some ways.
Yeah.
Um, what are my favorite things? So honestly, so for our viewers, we've been partnering with this wonderful organization called Your Local Epidemiologist to do some bespoke research for them. And our researcher, Ellie Hall, who is a delightful human being, keeps inundating me with just the worst shit that Maha Internet is posting. And that to me, the psychic damage I have taken from that is honestly one of the best worst things on the internet this year.
Yeah, I am continually surprised by how extreme the Maha Instagram world is. And I, even in pitching that project, I didn't think it would be as extreme as it is. Like it has continued,
Yeah.
and it's actually crazy. It's crazier than anything I've seen on the internet this year, probably.
It's like some of the posts are like genuinely disturbing. Like some of them are just ridiculous, you know,
Sure.
like the AI slop TikTok channel that's like purported to be like an elderly African American woman. Like it's that's just your run of the mill slop.
Sure.
But then there's like all of the like homeopathic remedies and the like, oh, I'm trying to think of a good
Wait,
example.
am I allowed to pull up a deck that we've made for them?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Well, here, keep talking about it. Let me see if I can find like
Okay.
one of the accounts that we isolated because I don't want to blow up their spot. But for those of you who are just joining, we're talking about one of the new projects we did this year, which is working for the wonderful newsletter, Your Local Epidemiologist. And one of our researchers, Ellie, has been digging deep into Maha Instagram, and Kate's is talking about the craziest stuff that she's seen in that corner of the web while I pull up some examples. So yeah, Kate's, what stands out to you?
Yeah. Okay, so, one of our early finds was, about how, like, this corner of the internet is obsessed with, like, parasites and worms, and so you should, like, be, you know, taking ivermectin and drinking apple cider vinegar and ginger and all of this to get rid of the worms, and that the reason why kids have ADHD is because of the worms, and you know this because kids with ADHD have much more difficult are much more active near the full moon, and that's because the full moon affects the parasites that are in their bodies, and the worms are more active during the full moon.
Yeah, I pulled up a report from November because I wanted to see what was in it. I'd forgotten, and the big one was like Amish. Do you remember this? Like Amish homeopathic cures. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, by the way, MAHA is Make America Healthy
yeah.
Again. It's like RFK Jr.'s whole
Yeah,
shtick.
so this is one thing that Ellie isolated as like a big trend on Maha Instagram in November. This is called Amish ibuprofen, and the idea is that like you can make homeopathic equivalents of popular medicines. There's another one. I'm going to open it here. It's called oh man, this whole world, like genuinely probably the most insane thing I've seen this year. Amish amoxicillin. So this is a natural recipe they claim, and it's 1 cup raw honey, 1 tablespoon grated fresh ginger, and 1 lemon juiced. And they
Pardon
said
me,
that
1 tablespoon.
1 tablespoon. You're right. The
Tablespoon.
AI got it wrong. Yeah. And you're right. Like for a lot of this stuff that we've done with what was Garbage Intelligence, now the professional name GDMI, we tell people up front, like, we don't know what this pocket of the internet's going to look like. And then we start digging around and we find stuff like this. Hold on. I want to throw it over to the Discord because Nurse McFrost, I'm very sorry that you paused Panic World for this. If you want, you can ask us questions about what you were just listening to on Panic World, and we're happy to talk about it. Let's see what else we got here. Make America Horny Again is definitely a better term for Maha. I agree. And for Kestrel, just tape your phone to your car and watch the live stream as you drive. Like, that's totally fine. Adam, what has surprised you the most about the Maha stuff we've seen coming in? Because I feel like you and I have spent a lot of time digging around Facebook, but we actually kind of ignored Instagram for a large chunk of the early days of Garbage Intelligence.
Yeah, I would say since we started, the tools we've found to actually analyze it and get a sense of it has gotten a lot better. In particular, this year is when Social Blade completely redesigned everything about how they tracked information for accounts and posts. And it's made it a lot easier to tell what's going on there. For us, unfortunately, it meant that in doing everything new, they tried to get new information from X, and when X found out, they revoked all their API access.
Yeah. I really miss the days of being able to see what was on X, formerly Twitter.
Yeah. Remember Hamster Combat?
I still think that's like one of the cooler stories that we discovered. For people who don't know what we're talking about, I think it's probably Adam stumbled across basically this massive crypto scam that was based around like a cookie clicker knockoff where you like play as but it's also like the levels are tiered like the Mafia Wars or Yakuza games.
It's all run within Telegram, actually, but it seems like it bought a bunch of followers on X to get in the conversation.
I mean, which we're still seeing. I think the last time we ever wrote about X, we were like, this is over in terms of organic growth. And I think that's only gotten worse since. Adam, I want to kind of come back to something that you had said that adds to the Maha thing we were talking about, which you said this thing off the cuff, as you tend to do, that has completely changed the entire way I think about the year, as also tends to happen. And I want you to talk more about it. And I would love to hear kind of Kate's take on this too. You said that if you look at sort of the Trump campaign to now, the main character of all of it is RFK. Please talk more about this, because I think you're totally right. And I would love to sort of combine that with what we've seen in the Maha world, because it does feel like this is the one pocket of Trumpism that like no one is talking about or really even seems to care about.
Well, like, people talk about it when, for example, he does a press conference where he does one pull-up.
Right.
But yeah, when I say he's the main character, I think I'm trying to get at that thing in terms of how little analysis of like the broader political temperature, I guess you would say, is represented by his opinions, the faction that he sort of leads. Because Trumpism, it is a cult of personality. That's why it's been able to stay together for so long. And in many ways, RFK Jr., that's another cult of personality. I think all of us are a little too young to be really susceptible to the Kennedy charms, but there are a lot of people out there who really see something in him, such as Olivia Nutzi, for example.
I don't have, you're right. I don't have any sort of Kennedy feelings at all. I also look at RFK and I think that he's the grossest man that's ever lived.
Every time he opens his mouth, a little part of my soul dies.
But do you feel like it's like, do you think it's accurate to say, Kate's, that like a, you know, like that old phrase of like, men want to be him, women want to date him. Like, I do wonder if like for a certain like set of boomers, like that is kind of true for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a Kennedy. Like, that in and of itself is a huge appeal to a large section of boomer population. And I think, I don't know, man, like, he's obviously charismatic in some ways, you know,
Yeah.
like, if I mean, in my opinion, like, I guess I could put myself in a situation where I see the appeal. You know, if I'm some like middle-aged woman from my hometown, I feel like, yeah, I mean, you should be eating healthier. Like, we should be
Yeah.
eating healthier, and like maybe we are taking too much medication, and you know, like, yeah, okay. And he is gruff about it. And like he speaks authoritatively, even though he is not in any way, shape, or form um an expert in any of this. He's a complete charlatan. Uh I guess I can see the appeal, but I still hate it. But I do think Adam's right that he is the main character of the administration so far.
He's
Yeah.
also
Sorry.
no. He also just feels like the one that's the most immune to the rest of the world. Like,
Yeah, that's what I mean when I say he's the main character. Is if you go back to what he's been up to basically since Trump's first inauguration back in 2017, like he, like most people, condemned Trump early on, but largely he wasn't really asked to speak about political matters. But like he's a Kennedy, he's in public life, he's going to the parties, he's in the tabloids, he's getting papped. And at some point in around the pandemic, I forget if it had happened before then. I haven't done like a really deep dive into his posts, but like so many old people before and after him, he got radicalized against the notion of the mainstream media, in particular when it comes to health, since he's always been, one, so fanatical about his health, two, so insane when it comes to the things he puts in his body, whether that's a bunch of supplements or a bunch of animals that he's legally not allowed to.
right. Right. From the Discord, we've got so first, Kate's, before we lose it, someone did so Natalie does ask, did I miss the Lee Pace segment?
We're gonna do an entire segment about Lee Pace and how handsome he is and how much I love him.
The day that I learned that Lee Pace was from Oklahoma and not like the UK or something, like blew my mind. The fact that like he's just like a guy who was born
He's just
here.
a guy.
I can't really wrap my head around it, to be honest, still.
I also agree that I feel like Gwyneth Paltrow could potentially take over the Maha movement if she wanted. I feel like she's got a lot of appeal to. There's a lot of overlap there.
Yeah. I guess what like the struggle that I have with the Maha stuff is like I can't totally understand. Like I can look at Trump and Trumpism and sort of Oh well, The Fall 2006, great movie, beautiful movie, unbelievable.
Oh my
I saw the
God.
new restoration at IFC this year. It looks really good.
Oh, I bet. I
Oh,
mean,
man.
that movie is mind blowing. I've tried and failed several times to get into Foundation. That might be a winter project for me. Who knows?
I feel the same way.
Okay. We should compare notes actually about
It's
this.
really good
Okay.
once you stop thinking about the books at all.
That's great. I
Oh,
have
see, that's my
I haven't
problem.
read the book, so for me, it should be fine.
I grew up on it, man.
Yeah. And like Jared Harris is such a good pick for Harry Seldon. And then like everything he does has nothing to do with the books.
Okay, I just need to let it go. I just need to.
Yeah,
let it
I think. Oh, hold on. We have a fourth member to the stream. Here we go. Hi, Grant.
Yo, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, but you're coming through a different microphone than you should be. We are tech reporters, and we're very good at this.
Yeah. Want me to vamp more about RFK?
What about now?
Now you sound great. You sound great, and you look great. Let's go to full screen here. So, for those of you just joining, I'm Ryan Broderick. With me is managing editor. Hold on, my camera. Yeah, with me is managing editor of Garbage Day, Kate Holderness. Also with me is Garbage Day's head of research and the researcher for Panic World, Adam Bumis. And then we have Then we have Grant Irving, producer of Panic World. So we were just talking about sort of our favorite things of the internet, and then that devolved into a conversation about the Make America Healthy Again corner of Instagram. But Grant, what's been the standout, I guess, story for you this year?
Not Charlie Kirk.
Honestly, I agree. Like ultimately kind of not that important, which I'm shocked. I'm shocked at.
It's kind of like I you know what my glasses are foggy because I just came from outside. I think it's like the right wing's like I don't think the left has done anything good or culturally moving, but the right just keeps throwing darts that keep not landing for more than a month. And I think that's been the constant story. It's like, oh, it's Dave Portnoy. Oh, it's going to be all Turning Point USA. Oh, it's Fuentes now. It's been like they don't know what culture war to pick. It's like been a year of like ever shifting identity struggle that have been like what we're like always chewing on, but doesn't really get anything like really going. RFK being another prime example. We're gonna put honestly, like I'm very for pull-up bars in an airport. Like,
Sure.
That's
I have the
like,
video handy if you want to watch it again. Hold on.
Yeah, we were looping it for a couple minutes, but now you have to experience it too.
Yeah, look at that.
I just like can
Look at
anyone
that,
teach him
yeah.
how to do a those are better, I
He's
guess.
a very old, sick man.
I mean, that was
like that's what
these
you
are
have to
better
realize
than the
about these
last
people.
pull-ups he's done. And so I do, while he might not be learning anything on the job and while diseases might be spreading, I do think that he's taken the feedback that he's bad at pull-ups and he's worked on his form.
He's like a deeply like rotten. He's a rotten man, like on the inside.
All right,
Like,
the last one was a no rep, but like
I
good
would
arc.
say also. Wait, we have a question from
activating the lats.
We have a question from the Discord that connects to what we're talking about here. So NCUCBGB, which definitely sounds like some kind of drug that RFK would force you to take to cure COVID, asks, you've mentioned multiple times that the underlying radiation of the internet is very right wing now. What can parents do to help kids wade through that environment? I am unclear about that as someone who does not have children. I have talked to friends about this. Like my first question, probably insensitively, of course, is like to parents I know, like, when is your kid going to be allowed on the internet and what are they watching? But I don't know how you avoid that. And I've been doing a lot of thinking back on my own sort of early days on the internet when the internet was also very right wing, actually. Like post 9/11, internet was very right wing. Grant and I just recorded a podcast kind of talking about this. Like, so I don't know where that goes. I don't know what that means over time, and I don't totally understand how kids are even sort of digesting all that stuff.
I think it's incredibly
I mean-
hard when you don't know what anyone is doing online anymore, which is feels more the case than ever.
I was really surprised recently. I was hanging out with my family, and I've got like a young teen niece, and out of nowhere, she just started singing "We Are Charlie Kirk," and I was
Did you
like,
record it? Can we play it?
"No,
We are
no."
Charlie Kirk. We
And I
carry
laughed.
this
It's
big-
Christmas Carol season.
Yeah.
Can't we pick
Basically.
something better?
Yeah.
And
Did you
but
have a
did she like it?
conversation about this?
So I straight up was like, "Dude, like what? Can you explain?" She was like, "Yeah, I mean, it's everywhere." And I was like, "Okay." And she's like, it's just a meme at this point. It's like, which fair it is, but she is the most like left-wing teenager I've ever met. And like, I don't know, it was just a really weird moment where it was like my work life intersected with like this person I've watched grow up from an infant, and now I don't know, it's just a very weird feeling.
Kates, this is a question for you and also for Drew in the chat who has a teen. Can either one of you tell me what this person does online? Like what they enjoy
Like where they hang out?
in the like what aspect of the internet that they enjoy or think is useful?
Sure. So my niece specifically spends a lot of time. She recently got Instagram, so she spends a lot of time on Instagram. She
Does she
was
want to friend me?
briefly,
Does she want to connect?
maybe
I'm just
I
trying
can ask.
Say that in a less weird way, Grant.
to.
Yeah, we're talking about my teenage niece, Grant.
It's research.
She
Say
was
that in a less weird way, Grant.
These aren't recorded, right? These aren't like the
No,
bonuses.
this
I
isn't
can-
live. This isn't live. Yeah, you're fine.
Great.
Yeah, it's totally cool. She was briefly very, very into Tumblr. She's still into Tumblr, but like she hit the ground running when she got a Tumblr account, which like makes sense. Spent a lot of time like when she was younger, I feel like, and my younger niece spends a lot of time on Roblox, of course. Watches a lot of YouTube, like a ton of YouTube.
Mhm.
Both shorts, but also just like my younger niece, she loves like Alfmau and It's Funny, who are two YouTubers, and like wants merch of theirs for Christmas kind of level fan.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
And are the YouTubers she likes playing video? Like, what subjects are they talking about? Like, what is interesting about what they do?
Yeah, the younger one is likes watching people play games, and like it's like a weird thing to see because like she will be on, she'll have like a stream up on, her a video up on her phone, and at the same time she will be like on her tablet like playing Roblox with her friend while like chatting.
I want to highlight two things from the Discord here. So first, Natalie writes, in my honest opinion, anecdotally, parents of young kids are currently trying to push for tech abstinence instead of tech comprehension, and it's going to kick us in the ass. I think that is broadly my feeling. And then the other one, so Drew answered the question. Good question. So far, he's off the main social media platforms, or at least as far as I know. He's on Discord, plays a lot of Valorant, but mostly with kids. We both know because I got him into it. I see Reddit screenshots occasionally, which always raises my hackles, which is really funny because I've heard this too. I've heard this from people who have, tweens and teens, and their internet diet is actually very reminiscent of the one I had at the time because those platforms didn't exist yet. So I think in a lot of ways, it's like you're playing a video game and you're socializing in some way with people online about it. You may have some messaging apps. You might have like a basic social profile on something. I think Instagram right now is probably used similarly to something like MySpace. Like I was doing an episode of someone's podcast. I did a Too Many podcasts this month, and I don't know where I said this, but like I was using AOL Instant Messenger. I would meet people on MySpace, friend them on AIM, talk to them, share music, play video games like in some capacity with them. That feels like a very Gen Alpha internet diet right now, actually, in a lot of ways.
And we all turned out fine.
We're fine. We're
Yeah.
live streaming a conference call
Yeah.
right now. So we could have had this just internally, but now we're doing it out for people. So yeah, we're fine.
they're actually Ryan, we were just talking about like we failed for that generation at internships, but actually they're already interning. They're already learning on the job, the only job that exists,
You can
which is talking on a microphone.
buy my course and learn how to be a Sigma male.
Yeah.
I mean, Adam, you're the resident Gen Z here. How are you sort of feeling about the right-wing background radiation of the internet and sort of where you would encounter it?
To the first point that Grant said when he came on about how like Charlie Kirk isn't the story because they've been trying too many things, they've been hitting them too hard. And to Kate's point about like why this kid with very progressive politics is just sort of idly singing "We Are Charlie Kirk." I think in some ways this is the year when the American right wing like entirely suborned itself to posting, and they didn't realize that posting is kind of meaningless. Like, yeah, Charlie Kirk is a big meme, so is 6-7. You can't like form a national political movement on the back of 6-7, and they can't do it on Charlie Kirk either. And I don't think that is like, I don't want to say that to diminish the notion of how scary it is, of how like ascendant all these like retrograde, homophobic, misogynistic opinions are louder than ever and more prominent than ever, and how the big platforms are doing less to stop them than ever. But I think this is the sort of silver lining to that cloud. And as for advice, it can't be specific because specific advice has to be for specific kids and specific parents. But the general advice is teach them media literacy.
So here's a development that has happened in the last week. It seems to have started in the Glovers versus Sliders TikTok war, but the concept of low Kirkingly. Grant, are you familiar? Do you understand the words that I'm saying?
No.
Low
But
Kirkingly. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do not. I was with you up until then.
So like there are a lot of these, and they like slang wise do have a basis in Kirkslop. You can kind of see it here. So I'll read it. Just so it's a TikTok of a Glover, someone doing glove dancing, and it says POV. It's 6,741 A Kirk after Kirk, and your parents are telling you to shower, but you are low Kirkuinly gloving right now.
Okay, I understand what's happening.
I want to say it's low Kirk and you
All the context I
low
unfortunately need.
Kirkuinly. And like like low key plus Charlie Kirk equals low Kirk, and then low key plus Kirk plus genuinely equals low Kirkuinly. So this is all very funny, but I came across one of those takes that is like so nutso that I actually think it's totally right. And it's someone arguing that we are currently watching Charlie Kirk become the new Guy Fawkes. Do you guys know where this is headed?
Yes.
Adam, I bet
Yeah.
you do. So I think this is the one I saw. Just realized that what's been happening with Charlie Kirk's likeness after his death, the Kirkified images and videos, coinage of words like low Kirk genuinely, is almost exactly a repeat of what happened with Guy Fawkes since the 1600s. It became a yearly ritual in England to make and burn unflattering effigies of Guy Fawkes following his execution. The word Guy literally comes from his name. Guy Fawkes, effigies of him were called guys. Shabbily dressed man, any man in general, gender neutral collective pronoun, you guys. So like maybe in 400 years, like I'll just be like, yo, Kirks, what's up? It could be, it's very possible.
Is that how we should open the podcast every episode? Is that we every other show names the people who listen to their show. We've
our
not
Panic
agreed on
World
one.
fans called Kirks. I don't think that's that.
I
No,
just want to
no,
note
guys.
in terms of Kirks, my mug that I currently have is a reference to the Star Trek TOS episode Arena, where Captain Kirk makes a cannon. So that's part of why I've been so violently against like identifying with Kirk or doing the joke, because like Kirk is taken. Like Kirk has been taken since 1966.
I don't
Get
think
another
this is
name.
going to be a winning war you fight, Adam, but I support you in it.
I'm not saying I'm gonna win. I'm saying I'm gonna be the holdout.
So I want to show you guys something really important that I also discovered. There was a Dreamcast game that was going to be made called Agartha, and it never got made. I believe. And the main
There's
character,
Snyderverse for this.
the main character was named Kirk.
I
That's-
think the Dreamcast adds a little frisson to it, like the Hyperdimension Neptunia games. You know about those?
Is that a
Right.
picture of Kirk?
I'm unclear.
Because I would love for the Guy Fawkes Masks of the Future of Kirk to be a mashup of Charlie Kirk's face and that face.
So what
And
I can
we just collectively forget that one was ever separate from the other.
So what we know is that it was going to be a third-person survival horror game called Agartha. It was going to be like the Resident Evil of Dreamcast, and the character Kirk had a backpack which managed the inventory, and they monitor a life gauge, and there was like some sort of mystery magic gauge, and it was going to be the Resident Evil Code Veronica of the Dreamcast. And so yes, this is real. I just
Jesus Christ.
I just needed to share that with anyone.
And to just tell people about the Hyperdimension Neptunia games, there are a series of Japanese games where the main characters are anime girl versions of game consoles.
Hyper
It-
Neptunia.
yeah, they're like Uma Musume, the horse game, but with game consoles. But the main character isn't like the anime girl Xbox or the anime girl Wii or whatever. It's the anime girl version of the Sega Neptune, which is a game console that they were supposed to make after the Dreamcast, but never happened.
Oh God, I miss the Dreamcast. I mean, I have one.
The Dreamcast was the best console.
I have one right up
it was
there.
good. It was after the Saturn, as in like after the Saturn, you have to
Neptune.
skip the next planet, but then it's the Sega Neptune.
I see. We dropped a lot on the chat, so I'm gonna go back over to see how they're doing with all of this. So let's see what we got. Kirk Holding. Okay. I don't know what that means, but I like it. Kirk cut. Kirks and Jerks. Cool. I like how Web 1.0 aesthetics just read as mental illness now.
Say more.
I know exactly what they mean.
Yeah. I'm curious because this actually reminds me of something that I was
It's like Time Cube, you
talking
know?
about recently, I think.
I know exactly what they mean by that. Time cube. Nature's harmonic simultaneous 4-day time cube. Is this what you're talking about, Adam?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is what crazy people on the internet used to look like.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
And now it just looks like everything else because everyone's on the same platforms. They don't have to do their own formatting.
Oh, apparently there is a playable version of Agartha. Yeah. So I mean, Dr. Bronner's web design is exactly correct. That's
Oh.
exactly right.
Mhm.
God, I love Dr. Bronner's.
Do we think that like we are slowly okay? I think Adam knows like my failed quest over the years to find the person who wrote this. I think it was Max Reed, but it also may have been John Herman, who basically sort of argued that as social media standardized web publishing, it became really hard to tell someone who's full of bullshit from someone who wasn't. In the same way that like in the newspaper aisle, I think the original quote on this was like, you go in the newspaper aisle, the New York Times looks different than the National Enquirer. And I'm sort of wondering if like brain rot as like the sort of dominant art form of Gen Z, Gen Alpha right now is in a lot of ways like breaking the uniformity of social media. Like, because you can create stuff now that looks so ugly and so insane that like, you know, someone who made this is like joking. So it's almost like they're it's like but because of that, you kind of know that they're in on the joke. It's almost like to make yourself stand out from everyone else that looks the same on social media, you have to be so ridiculous that people know that you are smart enough to know to do that.
I would say what complicates that is it's happening at the exact same time as basically every major social media company or like internet related company in general is trying to push people to use AI on the grounds that it makes stuff look more professional.
Do you think that will work? I got a question about this recently. Like, do you think AI will work like long term to do that specific thing? Like, do you think there will
I
be
don't think they're thinking about long term, which I
No?
think is one of the big problems going on with everything right now. Is like no one has a working plan of how this is going to look in 10 years based on what's happened in the last 10 years.
Yeah,
for
every
whatever
application-
this is.
Every application I hear of only seems like something that's like fun to mess around with 4 or 5 minutes. Besides like this is souped up Google that gives you what you want and you can like show a picture of your plan to it instead of guessing. Like all of the like Disney Plus being like on the app, like you're going to be able to make a 15-second video of Homer like wishing your friend a happy birthday. Like that's you paid $1 billion, but that's like not a business plan.
no?
Like, that's not like there's nothing. It's running into the same problem that it can't actually iterate. So like, back end, can you make a DIY movie cheaper that like you can do more with it than you could before? Like, sure, but like it's like they're trying to make it the thing, and it can't really be the thing as like in every iteration that people like throw at it.
Adam, I bet you're following this, but are the rest of you following the Larian Studios drama right now with AI?
No.
So
Yep.
Larian did Baldur's Gate, right?
Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
And they just announced at the Game Awards they're redoing their own version of the Divinity series, which they announced with a mysterious monolith in the desert. Here, let me send the mysterious monolith in the desert in a sec.
Yeah, and then so they're in hot water right now because they basically like got caught or I haven't followed all of it totally, but the important part is that they are basically having like a prolonged argument with X users right now about the use of AI in sort of what they describe as ideation stages, which is and like the replies are brutal. Like we got our friend June in here. So just to read it out loud. So this is from Sven Venki. Holy fuck at Larian. Holy fuck, guys. We're not pushing hard for or replacing concept artists with AI. We have a team of 72 artists, of which 23 are concept artists, and we are hiring more. The art they create is original, and I'm very proud of what they do. I was asked explicitly about concept art and our use of Gen AI. I answered that we use it to explore things. I didn't say we use it to develop concept art. Artists do that, and they are indeed world-class artists. We use AI tools to explore references, just like we use Google and art books. At the very early ideation stages, we use it as a rough outline for composition, which we replace with original concept art. So I have heard from multiple sources in the gaming world that like this is totally happening. It's happening with specifically like audio, I think was the big one where like you just like you can't get a voice actor yet, so you just use AI audio to like put in voice tracks to like see if it lines up with everything, right? I've heard AI art as well. Then you look at all the comments, 5,000 of which, and all of them are very angry. And I think more so than the moral question of like, is this an acceptable use of AI or whatever, the brand recognition problem of the word AI has reached like asbestos levels.
Mhm.
And that is like, no matter how you feel about whether or not it is right to plug in AI sprite sheets or whatever into your Unreal Engine. I don't know enough about video games to talk about this with any sort of, but that brand recognition is existentially like a massive problem for anyone working in AI. Cause like they're just gonna have to have another name for this. Like if it continues, like I don't see it continuing.
And the reason that's an existential problem is all AI is is a brand name.
Right.
It's like it's an incredibly undefined term for a very loose series of types of computer program that aren't even necessarily like iterative or doing what we used to call machine learning. Like a lot of places it's A1, it's Acme, it's just the word they put on to make it seem like they're cool and using the latest technology.
Yes. And I don't know how you like at this point. I don't think you can fix it. I don't think you can fix the.
When you ask, will AI work? That is what they're trying to make happen, and I do not think that'll work. Like a lot of the technology that is called AI today, will we be using it in 10 years? I think absolutely.
Me too.
Yeah.
Will we
for
have
sure.
like the 5 million gigawatts of data centers that they're planning on building to make it happen at the scale that they think? I don't think so.
Just to get the
It's
full
also just
picture here.
hard to
Yeah.
know, like, yeah, like it's very divisive in any sort of creative platform. And it's not winning there. But like my understanding is still every company still needs to be rolling like show like they feel like it's important to I have friends who like work in marketing or whatever, like,
Yep.
and,
Yep.
and they're like, we have to say we have AI tech, like it's a thing people want to hear. Like there's so many parallel conversations not talking to each other with what this branding means to them. And I
What do you
don't
mean?
know where that shakes out. Like I don't know if you're like middle management at Disney and anytime somebody says anything about AI on the creative side and you get attacked, but then like on the business side, like they're like in this like the rest of the world is like doing this push to adopt,
Mhm.
you know, and to be the most like tech proficient company. I don't know where that leads people. And I think it's another problem with everyone being so in their own feeds.
Mhm.
So I was already like pretty skeptical about Larian Studios' use of AI here, but just to give a shout out. So in the Discord, Darth Grimace, I hadn't seen the follow-up that reporter Jason Schreier put on Blue Sky, where it's a larger conversation with the guy from Larian Studios, and there's a very funny exchange here I wanted to read. So Larian Studios guy says, well, in the sense that it speeds it up because your experimentation is broader. I mean, it's not as if their dialogues are suddenly being written faster. And on the contrary, it's not as if you're seeing the scripting going faster. What's happening is there's more stuff being done. I mean, you use ChatGPT, it helps you organize things, gets you a faster than Jason says until it screws up. And then the guy goes, right. You still will always have to alter it yourself. And I mean, I'm non-native English, so it's easier for me to make my phrases without mistakes. So it helps with that. They talk about his English being pretty good. He talks about experimentation. And then Jason says, it doesn't seem like it's causing more efficiency. So why use it? And then the guy responds, this is a tech-driven industry. So you try stuff. You can't afford not to try things because if somebody finds the golden egg and you're not using it, you're dead in this industry, which I think, Grant, is exactly what you're talking about. And Adam as well, like it's a lot of people using this stuff that does not speed anything up, and it is causing redundancies, and they're doing it because they think maybe one day they're going to pull the trigger and it does speed things up.
I've talked to so many producers just in the lane that I can speak about, where they're like, I try to get it to make me a production schedule, it can't. I wasted a day trying to do the tedious task I don't like to do for the job, and it never fucking works. And then they're like, I only use it because Google search is so fucked up now because of AI that like trying to find a quote in ChatGPT and saying like link me is the most efficient way to actually find something that previously I would have been able to Google. And so like I don't think that that's like anyone feels like it's like a win for at least the one line of work I know how to talk about doing.
I assume everyone watching this has like read and listened to like what we've said about AI sort of in Garbage Day and Panic World, but to share a few things behind the curtain, one time Grant and I I think it was our Kanye episode. We put the outline into ChatGPT.
I thought you were going to talk about the time I tried to make fentanyl in ChatGPT.
Try,
alive on the show.
ChatGPT like tried to make you make fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so we put the Kanye West episode outline. So this is all inside baseball. Basically, our episodes start with like we pick a topic, we send Adam off to build our timeline, then that timeline gets turned into an outline, then that outline gets turned into an interview with our guest, and then we sort of do post-production from there. So we had this outline and we're like, well, it's Kanye West. It's so massive. It's such a massive topic. And I was like, well, I wonder what would happen if we put our outline into ChatGPT and asked it, like, you're a podcast producer. What do you think we're missing? And it ended up spitting out only stuff you had cut for timing and pacing because we didn't think it was important, which I think is really fascinating. Like
It was like talk about Yeezys. I was like, I don't have fucking time to talk about Yeezys.
and also it's
I
kind of
talk
boring.
about George Bush not liking black people. That's more important, ChatGPT.
Right. And then in my personal life, I like to go on Facebook Marketplace and buy synthesizers, especially when I'm very stressed out. And I was moving apartments this year and I was a little stressed out. So I was doing a little shopping on Facebook Marketplace for old synthesizers. And then I was like, I want to build this very specific kind of synth rig setup. And I spent 5 days with ChatGPT trying to troubleshoot it, only for it on the 5th day to finally admit to me that there was never a way for it to work at all. It had hallucinated it and then kept me going for 5 fucking days straight. There is no way to make my MPC-1 and my Microkorg and my Microfreak talk to each other the way I wanted them to talk to each other. And it wasted 5 days of my life. So yeah, that's where I'm at with AI this year.
It has made, instead of downloading apps to pay for like fitness trackers that are annoying to do, I can just log everything in ChatGPT and then like create stats from there, which I guess is like,
Guys, it's 50 minutes. It took
Oh,
50
literally
minutes for Grant to talk about working out on the stream. I just want to
I've only been here for
note
like
that.
20 minutes.
I just want to note that. Oh, okay. It only took 20 minutes. Then.
I'm saying it's the only like yeah, that's the only use. I was like, oh, this is saving me money, kind of.
I mean, this is the thing, right? Like we talk about this all the time. Like a revolutionary technology can't be boring. That's the one thing it can't be. It can be wrong. It can be expensive, but it can't be like, oh, it's a fitness tracker. It like you can goon with it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like cool. This is a less expensive app than the other app that I could do this with, which like I don't think that's impressive.
Kestrel brings up a good point and also a great way to transition into I think the last sort of section I want to hit today. So Kestrel writes, ChatGPT can't replace going on some sketchy subreddits and finding someone whose autistic special interest is what you have questions about, which is exactly right. That's it. There's really nothing like it in the entire world. And that is perfect for moving to the last sort of conversation topic I wanted to hit before we all go on a nice deserved holiday break, which is, what are some of like the favorite like weird communities, hobbyist stuff you guys have used the internet for? Grant and I just finished a recording today about kitchen cells, the incel cooking subreddit, and that's definitely mine. But yeah, what have you guys what are some hidden gems you've come across this year that are good?
I just had to thank the user. I have not heard of Soulmate. I'm going to check it out. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Kate, what do you got? Anything fun?
I got deep into a bunch of like fun subreddits. Like, I am obsessed with the game Genshin Impact. I've been a daily player for like, I don't know, 4 years at this point. It's bad. Nobody should ever play it. It's a gacha game. But there are a lot of like fun like meme accounts and circle jerk accounts. I really like the circle jerk accounts on Reddit.
Say more.
So my absolute favorite one is Vegan Circle Jerk. It is fantastic, and it is just the level like our vegan or like our Ask Vegans, like our vegan recipes. Like the other vegan subreddits are like very nice places. Everyone's really supportive. They answer questions from non-vegans. Everyone recommends, like watch Dominion, which if you have not watched Dominion, I mean, it's I got 3 minutes into it and turned it off. But it's a really good way to get people to go vegan. But the Vegan Circle Jerk community is so fucking funny. Like, it is just like nonstop jokes about like, I don't know, like eating cats, like
I get it now. Thank you.
Case, you also reminded
This
me.
is why some things need to be visual shows. Sorry, guys. You're in it.
Kate's, thank you for bringing up Circle Jerks, by the way, because you reminded me of my actual favorite subreddit this year, which is the Jazz Circle Jerk subreddit, which has devolved into a hate subreddit for Jacob Collier.
Oh boy.
So just so you can see, so this says AMA, you are Jacob Collier's third biggest fan.
On
and-
title? Is that the title logo?
Yeah, I think so. And it is just videos of people making fun of Jacob Collier.
Oh well.
It's also a big chunk of it is making fun of the main Jazz subreddit, which is incredibly pretentious.
Did you see? I just sent it to you, Ryan. Remember the big Circle Jerk exclusive we got this year?
So
I
good.
forgot about this. Yeah.
Yeah, on the Magic the Circle Jerking subreddit.
Joining.
Yeah,
So
someone
Add me on
someone
Arena.
made
Let's
that.
fucking go.
So good.
Mhm.
Wait, should we? I was thinking about playing Arena this winter. Actually, I'll play Arena
I'm okay.
next office hours. Let's stream playing Arena and then talking about the
other-
internet.
The
All
other
right,
big Circle
we'll have to
Jerk
have a
news-
debate
sorry.
tonight about what
Yeah.
are we doing alchemy? Are we doing historical?
We'll
We'll have to-
talk later. Okay, Adam, continue. Talk because I had totally forgotten that this was from this year.
Yeah, and a bunch of other Circle Jerk subreddits looked at that new logo, which the people demanded the mods make the new logo, and they refused. And then the day later, they said, "Fine, have your fun. This is the logo." And then a bunch of other Circle Jerk subreddits did the same, including what I believe is one of the biggest on the whole website, Soccer Circle Jerk. And they did like a FIFA version or something. But the other one that we didn't have the space to report on is there was a breakdown in diplomacy between a Circle Jerk subreddit and a main subreddit. And there was like acrimony amongst the mods. There was like big accusations and dozens of receipts and text messages and Reddit DMs. And does anyone want to guess what the topic was where the Circle Jerk and main community broke down?
I cannot predict.
They've
no
guessed
idea.
it in the Discord chat. It's the Dropout Circle Jerk.
Dude, the dropout community. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything about them. I think they're all lovely, and I'm terrified of them.
finish,
They are.
finish that thought. And also,
they're
No,
just-
this is the
and also
thing.
tell
I have
everyone what you're saying to me.
Dude,
tons of my
Dude,
like,
I don't. I
Discord.
saw what happened to Baby No Money this month. I don't want that heat because he's doubled down. He's off the internet for good now. Because if you play the game of John Green's, like you win or you die. And like I don't want to be Misha Collins or Misha Barton. No, Misha Barton's from the OC, right?
No,
Misha Collins.
Collins.
Is
Yeah,
Supernatural.
I don't want to be a Tumblr sexy man. I don't want to like talk to that part of the internet because I'm terrified of them because they'll turn on you. I
What
don't
But
were
want
this
you
is
just
the
saying about
thing with
Jeffree Star
Dropout.
before we
Most
started
of the people.
recording?
Sorry.
Wait, what?
Most of the people I talk to who like Dropout are like normal, relatively offline people.
Hey, anyone in our Discord that gets out of line right now as I'm showing this chat, I will dox you for them. I will Lackshot, I will give you up to them. I don't want that heat. I don't want that. I can't handle that smoke.
Has there been a fan community that like has caught any of you people who are actually online by surprise?
Like
Is
its
there-
existence is surprising.
No, like their veracity. Or
All-
like is there any fan community this year that you're like
This year.
they won this
Oh.
year. They like I did not expect X community to be
Luigi Mangione. I think that like the fact that is still a very huge active fandom is surprising to me. Like it stayed. I think it's kind of dropped off since the Charlie Kirk stuff, but like there's a big group. I met someone in real life who like has written letters to him.
I saw a apartment listing on Reddit recently that was like a really nice looking like 1-bedroom Upper East Side, like looked nice, but there was like a framed Luigi poster on the wall, and somebody in the comments was like, the fuck?" And the original poster was like, "Don't worry, like it's the official merchandise, so he got all the proceeds."
Awesome. Wow.
Okay, sure.
We live in such
I
a
know
different
somebody
world.
who was their Halloween costume was like having a bunch of Luigi merch, and then they were wearing a T-shirt that said, "But Mom, I love him. I can change him."
Amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like we've all deserved a nice long rest. I of course, that sounds like we're dying or something, but like I of course will see all of you at the three of you at the Garbage Media dinner tonight. But those of you watching, I wanted to just give some updates. I wanted to sort of go around and just let you know what's coming. So we are working on, I think we can share this. We are working on sort of better ways to integrate the Panic World and Garbage Day subscriptions. I can put it that way. We're working on it. We're going to figure it out. Because I know there's a lot of you that want to sort of support both, and we're trying to make it easier, and we're trying to sort of like make that all simpler. Another thing is, I think these streams are really fun. We're going to start doing them like, bigger way. We've been a little quiet about them right now. So we're just like adding the Discord and saying like, here it's happening, but we want to sort of get to a stable schedule and basically just like let you guys into what we're doing. There's like a bunch of us working on different projects now. I think you guys seem to find them all interesting. So we want to talk directly to you and answer questions and all the rest.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I mean, is there stuff that you guys are sort of excited about for next year? In terms of
I do want to like, we did the big push celebrating 1 year Panic World, and we did a lot of bonus content, and then a bunch of ideas of ways to improve that don't break our brains. And so next year you're getting that. We know that we dropped off on like uploading that stuff, and like it was paradoxically because we've been so focused on like what we want to do in a way that like makes it sustainable for us. So we're sorry, it will be better, and I'm excited about it next year.
I am too. I feel like I feel the last, I don't know, basically since Kate's came on, it's all been about sort of like organizing things, understanding how much money we're making, learning how to pay taxes on
Not
it,
enough. Give us more.
paying,
Yeah.
learning that New York makes you pay a workers' comp to your employees for a possible 9/11 style terror attack that could happen in the future. Fun fact.
Really?
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I pay $3 a month for you guys to survive 9/11 too. So that's in there.
Thanks.
No
Now,
problem.
see, there's an example of people thinking about how are things going to look in 10 years.
Smart. I mean, honestly, smart. Smart. But yeah, I mean, the major thing. So I put a little bit about this on Blue Sky, but I didn't go super deep into it. But we had this year the biggest issue of Garbage Day we ever had, and we had the biggest episodes of Panic World we ever had. And those episodes and issues went far beyond our network by a factor of 100. Our biggest issue this year was 600,000 views, and our biggest episode this year was like 200,000, something like that. 150, 200,000. That is cool, but it actually doesn't really move the needle for the stuff that we care about: engagement, supporters, like regular listeners, regular readers. In fact, the trickle down is quite bad now. And so when we're sort of thinking about like what do we focus on for next year, like the major one that I want to focus on is actually stuff like this, where we are making effectively like a show for you guys to watch and hang out and ask questions and hopefully be able to sell you vapor rigs according to the Discord right now. Yes, we are talking about a subscriber increase, but we wanted to first figure out a new schedule for paid content, make sure people like it. But we have a roadmap. And so, but all of that stuff is focused around doing things for you guys and making sure you like it and you're having fun and you're being entertained and you're being, informed and all the rest. So that's my major takeaway from this year. It's like going viral is super cool, but like you can't really build a business on it.
Right.
Unless it's from other countries and you're inspiring culture wars on X.
Yeah, I did think about like hiring, Macedonian teenagers or whatever to like blow our stats up or something. That'd be kind of fun. And we're talking about doing partnerships with like other newsletters, other podcasts. So like if you guys have newsletters that you like, podcasts that you like, that you want us to work with, let us know. We want to I'm being serious when I'm like, you guys are our boss. Like if you want us to, have someone on you like, or work with someone you like, or appear in a newsletter you like, let me know.
Yeah.
I'm going to give that a 2-minute delay to see how the Discord responds, if at all. Because
I'm liking the idea of vape merch.
I
we make that
also
happen?
like the idea of
I know,
vape
right?
merch.
Do we think we can get Courier into producing some vape merch for
I
us?
want one of those little like I think like a lot of like Chinese billionaires have them. It's like a necklace that's also a jewel.
I totally would.
You know,
Yeah, I would wear that.
Oh, okay. They want us to do a collaboration with Baby No Money and Young Gravy. Yeah, that could happen. I mean, Anthony Fantano is making rap songs with that rapper right now. Never Post.
Influencer
Oh,
is a
hey,
good one.
great news, Bones. Adam and I are on Never Post. We like for their end of year episode. We recorded it this week. So
I wasn't invited, in case anyone was asking. It
no,
wasn't
they invited you, and I said no. I said, no, absolutely not. And yeah, maybe we can find a couple newsletters and create a group Discord together. Bring in some tech CEOs and interview them. I think that'd be fun.
Maybe Hard Fork again. It was good synergy there.
Yeah. Aftermath. So we've talked to the people from Aftermath. I know them quite well. That'd be fun. So yeah, we will basically just whenever you come across somebody you like, something you like, at me. Like we want to do more for you next year. So yeah, we're gonna go get ready for our party and vacation, and we'll be in the Discord, and we may bug you in your inbox while we're gone, but we'll see you guys.
There might be a episode,
We'll
a
cheeky
bonus
something.
episode for
We'll
a week
cheeky
that we're
something.
off. You know, just keep that feed refreshed.
Yeah. Okay. Goodbye, everybody. Happy New
Thank you all.
Year. Happy holidays.
Bye.